I'm going to go ahead and start recording, see if that changes something. Weird, man. Why is this not letting me stream? I tell you what, take a look on your bottom right-hand side of your screen, the
Yep.
toolbar along the bottom, and there's a red button that says leave, and then
Yeah.
to the left of
There's
that, there's three
10.
dots that says more.
Yeah.
What happens when you click more? What is it? What options does
Just
it give
live
you?
on Facebook, live on Workplace for Meta, live on YouTube, live on
That's
Twitch,
why.
and live
That's
on
why.
custom.
That's why. It's supposed to be. It's not giving me that, and that's what I can't figure out. Oh, because I'm a co-host. That's why. Let me can you unhost yourself?
How do I do that? Participants.
Hmm, no big deal.
Just
I'm
I
just
can read. Should I just mute?
hang on a second.
There you go. It says Zero Campbell is the host now. There you go.
Just on the Facebook.
Um, let's say. Oh shit. Oh, so with I guess we can talk about coming over. Like at first I wanted to do like, my idea was for you to pick us up at the airport. I know this is being
Right.
recorded, but and then go, but like I now, with your work schedule and whatnot,
I
like
think
I'm
I'm
totally
working, or I think your mom's just gonna pick you up, and I might come over after work.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, like I said, at first I was like I just wanted to do it and get it out of the way so that we can kind of move on to other things. But now, like again, when we first started talking about all this, it was like I don't think you'd been hired yet. So now it's like, I may stay later. You know what I mean? I don't have to come back here. You know what I mean? I could
Right.
stay throughout the week. So if it's like more convenient for you, like on a Wednesday, or if
Probably not.
while we're over there, something catches and we need to go meet with them,
Right.
I'm
That's what I'm
there.
saying.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because like honestly, you know, like all we need is bags. As soon as the logo's done, I'll order the labels and the stickers and whatnot. Um, and then I mean, like, I just want to like do that. You know what I mean? Like, go. I mean, I know we're putting pieces together and whatnot, and obviously we'd have beans, but I mean, I think once we have like 4 or 5 different, like, not necessarily who's got the cheapest beans kind of thing. I mean, value is going to be important, but um quality and value, you know what I mean, is I don't mind spending a little bit more on decent coffee. Or if we like the people that we're engaging with, you know what I mean? Like if
Right.
they're just cool people,
Right.
you know what I mean? That's gonna say a lot, or
There's a
they're
lot of elements to the
negotiable.
decision. At this point, I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
important to just environmental
100%.
reconnaissance and
100%.
just make decisions from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So anyway, so like I said, at first I was like, I want to do this and I was locked in, but now it's like, well, fuck, like I know, obviously Christmas is what, Monday? So, probably the day
Yeah.
before and the day after should be okay. The 26th. Dora comes back here on the 26th. We're both supposed to. We're both supposed to come back on the 26th. But I've already told my mom, like, if I need to stay, there's, something goes. If not, then whatever. We come back here on the 26th and, we get everything done. So,
I think your mom has some plans to go take you down to Greenwell and a couple other places that day. Um,
right.
I even told her, I said, the seahorse farm is right there next by the airport too. That's like 2 minutes away from the airport. So if you want to go check
Yeah.
out that seahorse farm, that's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
And then Greenwell is about 40 minutes drive south of the airport. So so I would say maybe make that your southernmost sojourn and then just work your
Yeah.
way back towards town. And then depending on how the day progresses, grab a bite to eat in Captain Cook or something like that at lunch or whatever. And then
Yeah. Wait, you're frozen. You're frozen, and I can't hear you. I don't know if what you can see or what you can hear, but I can't hear you or see you. Hello. There you go. There you go. Wait, I got
oh,
video. Wait, testing.
good.
There you go. Sorry, I lost you for a minute.
So Thursday you get in. Friday I could potentially ride up there and grab you in the morning, and you and I can go run around and kind of get muddy if we need to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and then let Dory and your mom run off and do her own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if she wants to
Yeah.
go, great. My hunch is that after a half a day of doing it on Thursday, she may not even care anymore. She may not want to be
Who?
involved. Your
Dora or mom?
Dora, Dora.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
It doesn't matter
She'll let us go do whatever we want. You know what I mean?
if she wants to
Uh,
go. Obviously, she fits in my car. It's not a problem.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. 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 I'll feel her out. I mean, literally and figuratively. Um,
it's
uh,
your job.
if I get a sense that she's burnt on it, whatever, yeah, then but yeah, like, because like I really do like we're gonna basically get her like lessons for pottery and stuff like that, like you know possibly a kiln down the future or whatever, but yeah, for her to make like custom made coffee mugs and start practicing now, and you know what I mean, like because she wants to do it. She's like she talks about it all the time. She's like, oh, I can't wait. So like that's just another piece of the pie. You know what I mean?
That's
Um,
why I want her to see the retail spots at these
sure,
farms.
yeah,
You can
get
be
ideas,
scrutinizing the farm, the roaster, the bagging,
yeah,
all that kind of shit
right,
like that, and she can be taking a look at that. So
right,
the
and
bagging
I
I would
mean
like
like
her to see because she can help with bagging. That is not hard to do.
yeah,
It's just time
right,
consuming.
right,
So yeah,
you know, so yeah, like they have these like classes, I guess you can just take, you know what I mean? It's like $200, 225, something like that. And I mean, even down the road, you know what I mean? I'd like to take the class, you know what I mean? It'd be a cool thing to learn how to do. You know what I mean? I don't know how far into it I'm going to get, but like, to play around with it, since she's doing it. So, um,
hmm.
yeah, like I said, I'm just waiting to hear from Eddie Smith. It's been a week or so. I'm letting him just, do his thing. He said he might be coming out here in like a couple days or like a week or something like that. So he says he's got a buddy in Kailua that he was going to stay with. So, it'd be cool to link up with him and, be able to have that FaceTime with him doing the logo and whatnot. So
Sure.
either way, um, what else? So yeah, I sent off it. I actually called Hilton Corporate and can you hear me? Hello, you're frozen. There you go. Um, yeah, I fired off an email. Oh, I called Hilton and they gave me an email address to file a complaint against the general manager for deceiving and lying to corporate. Uh, yeah, fuck them. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna fucking ding me for like playing out, coloring out of the lines, yeah, fuck you, buddy. I'm going after you too. You know what I mean? So I called Hilton and I'm like, hey, what's your position on the general manager deceiving corporate from their outlet hours. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I said, I've worked for DoubleTree for over a year now, and the hours are 5:30 to 8:30 for service for, and I said, according to my understanding, your corporate standard minimum is 4 hours. So we've been open for less time than is the current standard, your Hilton standard. And I said, the general manager consciously deceived the auditor for 2 days and lied to him, showing him that those were our normal hours, and they aren't. They're not even close to it. So
Fraud.
it's fraud, 100%. So I said, what, I want to make a complaint against this guy. And she goes, I don't have a phone number. All I have is an email address. And it's like ECR at Hilton.com, whatever. It's just this, I don't know. It's probably a ghost account. I don't know. But I'm going to keep calling and banging on as many people as I possibly can until they tell me, Mr. Johnson, it's being investigated, it's being handled, it's being, something is being done about it. You know what I mean? Because if I'm going to go down the way I did,
Right.
fuck these people.
Right.
I have nothing better to do. Actually, I do, but I have
No.
some spare time I can dedicate to fucking with them. So,
Is there
yeah,
the other pathway for I was thinking about this because when I worked for American Express towards the end, before I was a financial advisor with their financial services unit, I worked for the executive office, and they each board member usually has a team of people that responds to telephone and mail inquiries that come across, that come addressed to them. People will complain, and they'll reach out to the CEO, or sometimes the senior vice president in charge of a certain area of the company, things like that. So if you were to actually, um, you could potentially, send a letter to each one of the board members and say, listen, I'm just letting you know this is happening, and um, I think you've got a real issue here, with your Honolulu location is basically defrauding you. And so the other thing is that a lot of your large corporations have a conflict resolution department that they call an ombudsman. You know what that term
right.
is?
Yeah,
An ombudsman isn't necessarily empowered to solve problems as much as they are empowered to help you find the pathway to solve problems. And
uh-huh,
so if you were to lodge a complaint, everything that happens through the ombudsman is registered, and it has to be from what do you call it? Labor. I think an EEOC mandate says that any complaint that's lodged to the ombudsperson has to be documented and all this kind of stuff, and they have to show, here's what the resolution is and things like that, because it might be a situation where somebody's coming forward as a whistleblower, which you kind of are, or it could be somebody who's coming forward with allegations of, impropriety, fraud, sexual misconduct. Like there's a whole laundry list
yeah,
of shit that could be happening
right,
there. Money laundering, all kinds of different things,
right,
human trafficking, stuff like that. So the ombuds person is the person who's set up to help connect
right.
the
Facilitate,
complainant with the right
negotiate.
person, facilitate. Yeah. So it may be a situation where you could reach out to the ombuds person and say, I've got a complaint. I tried to submit it through a regular channel. All I got was an email address and I never got a reply, things like that. Like keep in mind that not only is the management team there defrauding, are they in violation of their franchise agreement, but also, there's I've been basically stonewalled from the union standpoint of the fact that I was actually due a minimum of 4 hours of
Right.
hourly pay.
Yeah, yeah,
And then whatever 401k matching, all the things that go along with each
yeah.
dollar that they pay you,
Right,
and
right, right,
like
right,
all that cascade of benefits, I'm being shorted. And so I don't have any recourse, and I'm trying to reach out and solve this internally before I speak with an attorney.
right. Drop that hammer.
Always. Here's
Yeah.
Mona. So let's just put her in. So anyway, see what with Mona today. Hi, Mona.
There she
Hi,
is.
Mona.
Hey there.
How's
Mona
it?
June.
How are
Do you listen
you?
to music, Mona?
Do I what?
You like to listen to music?
In my car. I really don't have anything in my house.
No. There's
No.
I don't know if have you ever heard of the band Slightly Stupid?
Uh-uh.
No. Anyway, they're you've heard of have you heard of Pepper
Mm-hmm.
from Big Island?
Yeah.
So Slightly Stupid, Pepper, Stick Figure. You may have heard of Stick Figure. I don't know. Anyway, Slightly Stupid has a song called Mona June. And every time you come in, I think of that song. It's a really good song actually. Um, Mona June is Mary Jane. So it's like,
I
yeah,
like it.
yeah. It's a good song. You might actually like it.
I'll have to go check it out.
You should, yeah, for sure. Gary, I have some good news for Gary too. Some really good news. Gary, what's up, buddy? Oh, he's connecting.
I don't think he can hear us.
Yeah.
Takes a second. What's up, Gary? How you doing, buddy?
Gary.
I don't know if he can hear us or not.
Hello. Can you hear us, Gary? Can you hear?
I don't think he's
Testing
muted.
1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. No, nothing.
I don't
Nothing.
know. I
Check
don't have
down
the
the
option.
corner. Unmute. Can you send him a direct message, or I guess I could too. There you go.
Can you hear? No, I can't
Mute.
hear him. Oh, there we go. I'm hitting the ask to unmute. I guess it's taking a minute. Yeah.
Hi, what are you doing?
I know, right? No. No audio. Did you send him a message?
I keep hitting the button to ask to unmute, so it should be popping up on the screen. I don't know why you can't see me.
Got it right there.
Hey,
There we go.
Got it? Hey,
I was
guys.
about to write you a note.
I'm not reading. I'm an old guy now. How are you guys?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. What's going on, buddy?
Hanging in there, guys. How's everybody?
Good.
I hope everybody's
Good.
making some progress. I hope everybody is getting better.
Yeah, actually, Gary, I called St. Francis Hospital.
Bless your heart.
Huh?
You bless your heart. Thank you.
Yeah. In Downey, California. And they said that you the Hall of Records has your
Birth
birth
certificate.
certificate. Yes.
Oh, great.
So if you want, it's lavote.gov.
Oh, hang on. Let me scratch that down here.
I was gonna say I can either message it to you or
I'll just text it.
yeah, I'll just message it to you, like all of the links and everything.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't have your email address.
Oh, that's
And then it's vitalcheck.com.
That's what supposedly is going to be sending. We got an email from him last week. You know, we originally asked for this thing the second week of August, and here we are still waiting. But
Right.
we got an email last week that it's in the process, whatever that means.
Okay. All right. So maybe let that play out then.
That's what we were doing this week. That's why I didn't go ahead and try to call St. Francis. Oh, but thank you for that. Please do email. I'll give you my email. How about, would that be easier?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll get it.
You guys probably got it.
I'll
just text it to me.
Yeah.
And I'll text you the links.
That'll be great.
To the web, and it's like, because you paid like $115 for it.
2 different times, yes.
Oh my
Oh
God.
shit.
Yeah. It's terrible.
So, I mean, I think it's like 30 or 40 bucks to do
Yeah,
it.
and they were charging
Um,
me the rest, I think.
this,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I called somebody and I said, look, I said he already ordered it, but he didn't get it. Like, what are our options? And they're like, you know, you got to go through the website. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? Because it's like social security number and it's all, you know, secure
Yeah.
and stuff like that. She's like, I can't do anything over the phone. And I'm like, all right, you know. So
Oh,
yeah.
thanks.
But I mean, I was trying to play like, look, he's, you know, he lost everything. Like he doesn't have ID. He has, I mean, obviously you've memorized your social security number and all that information.
Yeah.
But as far as having documentation, like I'm like, this guy doesn't have shit, you know? So I was trying to kind of pull on the, you know, can you help us out?
Exactly.
You know, kind of angle, given the situation. And I'm like, I told him like, I know I'm not the first person that's called and asked this, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But anyway, so yeah, I'll get the information from Zero and email you the links and stuff like that.
Great,
You know,
guys. I'll get to her first thing Monday.
yeah, I want to say it was like it you know was within a couple days or something like that that it's supposed to be to you. You know what I mean? So like what I don't know,
It's ridiculous.
whatever. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I mean. So
Yeah,
anyway,
I don't want to take up your whole thing here. But I also got some information for my legal thing for trying to get my insurance.
uh-huh.
The insurance people did not acknowledge the demand letter that my attorney sent them. So, you know, 'cause we sent it to them last week, 2 weeks ago, and they have not responded. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to actually file a court case. I'm going to talk with them this week, in fact, probably Monday or Tuesday, and figure out how we're going to approach this. But that is, you know, it seems like it's dead in the water. There's nothing else to do. It's just file a court
Yeah.
case with them, which is a
Huh.
pain in the ass.
Right. Well, you never know what might actually, you know,
Transpire.
light a fire under their butts and be like, okay, we need to deal with this. You know what I mean?
Exactly
At
what
some
we tried
point,
to do.
yeah,
We tried to do with that with the letter, and I mean, this was a demand letter kind of thing, and
yeah.
no, nothing. So we're going to take the next step this week. But that's all I know. That's been my week.
So
Yeah.
Gary, just a heads up, because I was familiar with this when working with the paralegal team at American Express. When you file a demand letter, most states allow a 30-day window for the
Response.
defendant to respond.
Yeah.
If they don't, then you're eligible for what they call treble damages, which means triple the amount of the award.
What does that
So
mean?
if the court was to award you $1,000, the fact that, and you know, let's say you submit a demand letter saying, hey, listen, you fucked me out of $1,000, and so somebody ignores you, then you, after 30 days, you file a case and you win the case, and the judge says, okay, not only do you win the $1,000 for your original dispute, but because they neglected to respond to your demand letter within the allowable window, it's 3,000 now. So let them stew on it for 30 days. You know, if your attorneys have submitted this in a proper format of demand letters sent to their general counsel, you know, certified mail, if they've done all those things correctly, then if they don't respond within 30 days and you do end up having to file, if you win, you're automatically eligible for 3 times the damage amount of the initial claim.
So this is
So,
my whole house. And so this would be like triple the whole house.
right.
Oh, geez. I
Whatever,
haven't seen.
well, triple the amount of the policy. I don't know how much you had the policy for, but whatever it's going to be for the amount of the policy, because that's technically what they owe you.
Okay.
So your court case should be for at least the amount of the policy, you know, the benefit of the policy. That amount plus whatever, you know, court filing fees and, you know, attorney's fees and stuff like that. That can all be included in a tort case. So
Plus all of our stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what's going to
That could
happen.
be huge.
That's what I was just saying. If they do it the right way, that'd be
right.
a lot of money.
Well, that's going to have to be on you. That's going to be very important that you make sure that is
It's fine.
done properly with your attorney.
We'll be talking to them on Monday.
If you need help, let me know.
Oh, thank you. How's everybody else doing?
Mona, how are
Good.
you doing? I haven't spoken to you.
Oh God.
No,
That doesn't sound encouraging.
No, I went on a job interview,
Okay,
a
what
boat
happened?
I didn't really like in a company I didn't really respect, but a job's a job.
Job's a job right now.
So I go up there and I'm greeted by a 20-year-old that's the manager
oh,
to a
Okay.
bigger manager that's got
just
five
got here.
years experience. And I have to tell you, it was amusing. Um, but when
Least.
you have to start off a history lesson, because of course they've got these sheets of questions they need to ask you, and I've got the two of them with combined 7 years experience. And the
Right.
first question was, where did you get your sales experience? Now, they grew up in a world where women sell cars.
Oh, geez.
I grew up in a world where you couldn't even get a credit card till the 70s, and you sure as hell weren't selling a car. And back in the 80s, my ex-husband was making like $3,000 to $5,000 a month in the 80s selling cars. I wanted that money. I told him that, and he told me I couldn't do it. And I said, you drink coffee, smoke cigarettes, and talk to people. I am really freaking good at all of that. And so it took me 6 months, but I was the first female car salesman in Route 1 in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, and in Trenton, New Jersey at Keats Ford.
That's
So
awesome.
I couldn't just say I got it from selling cars, because that's not a big accomplishment in their eyes, because
Right.
Yeah.
they don't know the history. So it never works out well when you start off with, well, before you were born,
Before
Yeah.
you're born.
Yeah.
this is the way the world was, and this is what I did. So then it
Oh.
became even more stupid. What was your best customer service? I'm like, you know what?
Hmm.
I'm going to make this easy for you because I
This
can't
is for a
stand
boat.
nuts. I've worked for 21 years. This is what I've worked for. This is what I've
We're at the
done.
harbor already.
21 years in line of harbor, this company, that company. I've done big boats, small boats, ferry boats. I've done fishing boats. I know Pono Res, I know Fair Harbor. I know Google Calendar, but I hate it. So that's really all you need to know.
Yeah, I picked up with them, but I don't know what they're expecting, you know what I mean? We're hiring for a harbor job. We're not trying to hire somebody to, be a UN ambassador or anything.
They put up a kiosk over at Whalers Village, and that's where they're doing check-in, and you're supposed to sell. And they were like, well, can you work in can you adapt to a changing schedule? And I'm like, oh God, here we go. Let me school you on this one.
Yeah.
You can't have a life if you do that to people every week. They
Right.
can't see their kids play. They can't make a doctor's appointment. You should make it at least a month-long schedule and then revisit it if somebody needs to change their days. I said
Right.
during the watch season, it should be from the start of the season to the end, never changes. So that way, when you have great captains and you get a call in January for a whale watch in March, you can book that captain because you already know what day he's working. So,
Right.
that being said, I am adaptable, but I don't approve.
I
I
don't agree,
couldn't
and
help
here's
it.
why. This is why. You know what I
I
mean?
Yeah, and I couldn't help
And
it.
you're welcome for that free advice.
Pretty much. Let me school you. Let me just school you. So it came down to, well, do you have any questions for us? And I said, yeah. How many days? I was working 2 full-time jobs at the time of the fire.
Right.
Well, we've got, maybe 1 to 3. We've got 5 other people we need to talk to, and then, you know, then we'll figure out, and we'll go to the owners, and then we'll call you for a second interview. Well, that just made me giggle. I'm like, this is a
There
booth
you go.
job. Get over yourselves. So
Right.
anyway, I said, okay, well, what's the pay? And so proud of himself. Oh yeah, you get $20 an hour plus 6% commission. I went, oh, and he
Fixed.
goes, Why? 6%'s no good. Where can you get more? I'll go work there. I said 10% all day long. I said 6%. I'm not impressed. I won't get hired. I walked out of there laughing my butt off because it never goes well when you have to give a history lesson to the people that are supposed to be managing you. Not going to happen.
Right.
Wow.
Should have walked out of there realizing that I'm not getting a job here.
I mean,
Wow.
you could have spun that though in a different way. Been like, okay, look, I'll do your 6% for the first 30 days, and then after that, it goes to the 10.
Well, you know what? If they even called me back, I might get further into it because you have to have a second interview. And I'm like, dude, you don't need two interviews, but whatever. So if they called me back, number one, I can't collect their money anyways. I'll be living in my car quicker than I'm living on my car in unemployment. So the truth is, I was going to offer them 2 months free work, but that was the only way for me to get back working, give myself time to see if I can deal with these asshole visitors, and then collect my unemployment, still be in an apartment. When I lose the unemployment, now you can start paying me.
When was this meeting?
What's that?
When was the interview?
Wednesday.
I was gonna say, I mean, yeah, like I'll work for you for 2 months for free, but that's where that 6% goes away. I want to be started off at 10% because I gave you 2 months.
Free.
You know what I mean?
That's why
That's
I didn't go into any negotiations because we have 5 other people, probably 18-year-olds that don't know shit from Shinola. They would probably most likely hire them over me because I can do their job and they know it.
right.
And I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
I was really annoyed being questioned.
It sucks when you know way more than
Yeah.
everybody else.
It was like obvious. Come on, just life experience. I'm 69, you're 20. Give me a break.
Yeah.
I've been selling all my life. I had to give you a history lesson to teach you what happened before you were born so you knew how important it was, because to sell yourself into a man's world and break that glass ceiling is really an accomplishment.
Yeah.
They're so hung up on what they're all about that they
Yeah.
have no idea of the history that you have with customer service and with answering questions and suggestions and your island knowledge, your Hawaiian knowledge, like all that shit. That's what the tourists come there for. You know what I mean? Because
Yep.
they don't know. And when they
No.
have somebody like you that like
Yeah.
not only that you know the history, but you can deliver it in such a way that you know what I mean? Like you said,
Yep.
these kids they don't know shit. So it's unfortunate that these people don't recognize your value. You know what I mean? Point blank.
And I'm pretty sure they'd be afraid to hire me because I'd be afraid to hire me.
I think you're in the wrong. I mean, no fault of your own, but like you talk to the wrong people. You know what I mean? You talk to some low level manager, another ass hole in the ground.
Well, I
You know,
told them, I said, I haven't applied for a job in 35 years.
yeah,
It started when I was working newspapers after the cars. When I stopped at the one, the competition got in touch with me. I went right to work for them in the harbor. Since I got since I landed in Lahaina, I've just been given jobs because once you see me work, you want me.
right.
So I have not, I don't deal, I deal with the owners because they're the ones looking for somebody, and I call them up because I know them for 21 years.
Right.
So, hey, I heard you're looking. He said, Mona, come on over.
Right.
So it
Do
was
you know the
weird.
owners of this boat?
Not of this one now, because it's a
Oh,
kind
okay.
of, it wasn't a Lahaina harbor boat, and
Yeah.
that's why they don't know who I am. You know what I mean? If you worked in Lahaina Harbor, you knew who I was, and that's why I never had to interview. It was just like, oh, she's not working there. Let's get her over here. So it was easy. But this is weird interviewing, and I'm interviewing with children that are younger than my son, and almost as old as my grandson's, almost as old as them, and it's a little hard to take. Just a
Yeah.
little.
Can a freaking pain in the butt.
I was,
It's like trying to talk to an infant. You know what I mean? Like,
it was bad, but it was funny to me. I walked out laughing.
yeah. Well, I mean, unfortunately, they're, I mean, with COVID and I mean everything else, that whole gap, and then now, this whole situation has just turned everything up on its end. Yeah.
There's not everybody's looking to hire part-time so that they get out of paying for health insurance.
Yep.
With me, a no-brainer because they don't give me health insurance. I waive it. But everybody's looking to go cheap. That's why Hula Girl didn't call me back because she doesn't want to spend money and she's got a different, phone system. So she doesn't figure she's going to get that many calls coming through.
I was gonna say, like with Zero, you know what I mean? Like he's gonna be starting at this jet company, and they hired a bunch of mainlanders to come out. I guess there's one girl that's been there for a while. But like you're bringing these people from the mainland that have no idea
That's
anything.
Right.
And so, he's starting off with whatever schedule he's gonna have, but he's closer to the actual shop than everybody else. And like they don't know what they don't know. You know what I mean? Like they have no idea, and he does. And just like you know what I mean? Like, all of that information. And so I have a feeling that even if you start off part-time, I think pretty quickly they're gonna be like, hey, can you work, can you work 5 days a week? Can you work 6 days a week? Because these kids are gonna fall off. You know what I mean? They're gonna go
Right.
get drunk one night and do some stupid shit and not show up for work and whatever. You know what I mean? A million things happen. And if you're like that tried and true fucking employee, like all of us, you know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
we'll be
Saying.
interested to see if they call me back. That would be funny. But
For your
right
second
after,
interview.
yeah, that
Yeah.
would be funny.
I wouldn't be afraid to sell yourself a little bit more. No, seriously. You know what I mean? Like
With the reality, Mona, is that even though these kids may not know who you are,
Don't
there's
find out.
there's rarely more than 2 degrees of separation on the west side. Somebody knows the people that you need to know. So if even these owners don't know who you are, they know somebody that that can probably vouch for you. And if they have the slightest clue what they're doing, if they know that they've got a crew full of 20-year-olds, they know that shit gets fucked up all the time. People don't work, people don't show, people make mistakes, do all these kind of things. And the way to sell yourself as the problem solver, because you can solve those problems because you've seen all that shit before. And when the boat fucks up, you call this guy. And when this happens, you call this person. And this person is the DLNR and blah, blah, blah. Like, those things and those people don't. And so your resourcefulness and the fact that you've experienced all these things that they're inevitably going to experience makes you the chosen, the preferred candidate. They just need to be made aware of that. So I really think it's just a matter like, if it's actually something that you want to work for, pull your strings, make that 2 degrees of separation turn into no degrees of separation. Get that FaceTime with the owners like, hey, when this happened, I fixed it. When this happened, I fixed it. When Robinson died, I was there, I fixed it. You know what I mean? Like all these different things. And they'll be like, oh shit, I got all these green fucking kids that want to come out here and think that working on the boat is just a little fuck fest or whatever like that. And all you got to do is just kind of shove snorkels in people's mouth and, go through the spiel and hand them, a soda every once in a while, something like that. There's a hell of a lot more to it than that. And you and I both know it. So
right.
just, if you want it, sell yourself on it. Just like Chad said, just utilize the resources and the people that you know, because even though you may not know the owners know owners that you do know, and make
Well, no,
somebody make the call.
I'll see about that. I had lunch right after that with my investor Todd, who had lunch with Sean the day before. And when people know me and they know if they point me, they sort of challenge me, I'm going to accomplish it. So Todd told me that he saw the sadness and the heartbreak in Sean, and that he wants me. He says, You're the motivator. You need to figure out how to run his boat commercially, and I'll finance it. So I did call Kidder. I am going to see if there's some way I can make this work. And then I'll make my own job. Fuck them.
Good for you. Good
I'm
on you. You
saying,
got the
you know,
experience.
like you have
Yeah,
the
that-
opportunity to get out on the ground floor and you know, like play along for a little bit, and then you know what I mean, just start blowing their doors off. You know what I mean? Like,
well, if this goes, Todd is a silent partner. He doesn't say anything. He's from the mainland. He's got a lot of money from machines, but he has no knowledge except for he likes boats. And he absolutely adores Sean and I. He knows Sean's excellent on the water and it makes him happy. So he wants him back on the water. He knows that I'm having a hard time getting a job and this is my forte. I make deals and I make things happen. So he told me, if you can figure it out and get that permitted for use as commercial, I will back you. So I know we've got the money and it would be me running the company and it would be run like Mark Robinson, a one-man band, because we're going low cost, and we'll work it.
yeah,
It can be done, and then I'll have made my own job and then screw everybody.
There you go.
yeah. And then you're back to
How's
business as usual.
There you
how's Kai doing?
Well, Kai's got the drains out and he's doing a little bit better, but we're still with the cone head and still with stitches, so
Oh wow.
it's slow and we're not having a lot of activity.
Hmm.
But it's his own fault. It was bound to happen.
Well, sometimes I mean, as much as cautious as you want to be, sometimes shit like that's just going to happen. It's unfortunate if you take the dog outside of your home. The risk goes up. So, yeah,
And this one loves to play with dogs and he doesn't understand that every dog doesn't want to play with him.
right.
He found that out. Hopefully he'll remember that and not run away from me. And the fact is he's just stronger than I am. So he grabbed that thing. I didn't see them coming and he went off.
Well,
So
I hope he turns out all right. What about speaking of Sean? I know Sean Storm's been going through his uh a tough week or whatever like that because of one of his drivers died. Yeah, you know that guy.
how did he die? Do you know?
I don't know that.
Was that medical or was that something else?
It was medical. I think he just I don't. It wasn't like a car crash or drugs or anything like that. I think it was medical, but I don't really know what caused it. That's what I was going to ask you, is if you knew more than me, because I don't really know.
No, but I concern myself because there's so many suicides happening that I was like,
I
he's a
don't think it
young guy.
was suicide.
You don't think so? Well, that's why I was
No,
hoping it was medical.
no, I think it was medical. So yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I was talking to somebody and they were like, "Yeah, what the hell? Like we're just experiencing all these suicides and stuff, and you know,
That's bound to happen.
there's
Crazy.
resources out there for people, but unfortunately, you know, you have to. It takes a huge step for somebody that's experiencing that to reach out. Like somebody has to. Sometimes it's an intervention type thing, or something like that, or sometimes it's what do you call it? It's a recipe. There's like they get certain kind of support from this person, and when they go to a place to grab their favorite drink, somebody says hi, and sometimes it's little bitty things like that that just add up to make a situation where somebody doesn't get to that place in their mind. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's tough, and that's part of why Chad and I made this group, because we were finding all these people that were experiencing such grief even 4 months later.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
so
I mean PTSD is going to start really rearing its ugly head because
the
you know what I
holidays and
mean.
everything
Again,
too. So
the initial shock has worn off, and you know what I mean. Again, people are still going through.
You
You
get moved
know,
every other day. You've got to check in 48 hours. It's ridiculous, the re-traumatizing of our people every day
right.
by FEMA, by Red
Yep.
Cross, all this shit. Now they put up, the mayor was going to have a talk story you had to register for it. As soon as I saw it, I go to register. It's already sold out within minutes.
That's in person though. They're gonna live stream it too.
Yeah, but I want to ask the question, are you going to save my ass and give me disaster unemployment for longer than January?
Right.
I can't say what I need to say if I'm not there. But
Yeah, I
every
think
was already sold out because
I'm
they
not
said
surprised.
it's 30 people for each one.
Wow. Where is it going to be?
One was at the Mac and one was Kula, somewhere in Kula.
Huh.
But it was sold out immediately. I mean, it was free,
Weird.
but you couldn't get your ticket. So now I got
Physically, you couldn't go.
no, because there is a phone
I
number,
would
and I'm gonna call.
I would just show up.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I think is gonna
Fuck
happen.
that.
Agree.
I would
That's what
just,
I think
yeah.
is gonna be
You
happening.
know,
I
there's
think
going
there's
to be
gonna
a
be
grip of
people.
people standing out front.
I
Right.
think
I'm
so.
gonna call the number that I found for them and see if I can get myself in there.
When is it?
It's the 4 weeks of Saturdays, Saturday and Thursday.
Every Saturday and every Thursday?
2 Saturdays, 2 Thursdays. So 4 total.
Okay.
You
And
need to obviously add some more. So I'm
yeah.
gonna the phone. You need to add more dates than these 4. Tell that man to stand up and do his.
Well,
I wonder if on the live stream you'll be able to submit questions.
I don't know.
I think it's gonna be live stream on the Maui County Facebook page. So when you watch it from your Facebook page, you can actually go in there and ask questions. Now, whether he has anybody administering that, watching that, pulling questions out of the chat on the Facebook and passing him the question, saying, "Okay, we've got a chat," because people do that. People have questions come in from the live stream,
Right.
and they like, "Okay, we got a question that came through from the Zoom or whatever like that," and they'll answer it. Whether he decides to do that is another story, because it seems to me like he's adopted this real duck and cover type
There you
approach to
go.
his PR persona, and he's
Yep.
not making himself available. He's missing an action, and he's just showing up incognito every once in a while, unannounced, to get a photo op and then duck again until somebody can find him. You know what I mean? It seems to me like he's not really engaging
Nope.
the way he should. So, well, same thing. He knows. I mean, this is the same thing that happened with Victorino during COVID. I mean, like, he was adopting all these fucked up rules and all these inconsistencies, and stuff like that, and he eventually just went into hiding. Because he knew, and he knew that he knew. I think he knew he didn't even bother campaigning. He knew that next election rolls around, he was out of a job, and he was. And I have a feeling that this guy knows it too. He's out of a job, and so is
Yeah.
Green. So
He's
Yeah.
gone. They're both gone.
they know they're gone. So
Yep.
at this point now, they're just trying to milk the clock.
Gotta stop that.
So, anyway,
well, you hope somebody recognizes that and steps up and is like, you know what I mean? I'm actually going to do something with it. Get BJ Penn in there.
Yeah. There you go.
yeah,
There you go.
he's already shooting his mouth off about some stuff. Yeah,
Last Friday about whether or not we're going to pay for the idiot that didn't his lawyer's fees, and I still can't find out if they passed it or not.
no,
So
I
now,
heard that they were going to make him pay his own fees. That's what I heard.
did you? Because I can't find anything about it.
Who's
Yeah.
this?
I know I submitted testimony that said, no, hell no, not paying for it. And it was put out to the public by one of the council members, but I haven't seen anything on there since that day.
I thought I saw an announcement that confirmed that he was actually going to be held responsible for his own fees.
Good, he
Let's see
better
if I
be.
can find
Bisson?
it. No, the guy that was supposed to pull the alarm, the guy was supposed to turn the
Oh, yeah,
alarm on.
yeah.
He's
Right.
resigned already.
Why should he want us to pay for his legal fees? I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Really crazy.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
He might end up needing them.
I'm telling you, not doing it.
Yeah.
There's
Huh.
so many lawsuits, and they all deserve them. They
right?
all need to pay
Well,
them.
Maui's former emergency head may have to pay his own fees. Well, where the fuck is what's may? You either do or you don't.
That answer
He
out.
left his job. Blah blah blah. Hawaii News Now. Of course they write a completely circle jerk fucking article that doesn't answer the question.
Hawaii News yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't. I thought that they had done a vote and they agreed that he was going to have to pay his own fees, but now I can't seem to find anything that confirms that yet. So I guess it's still
I would
uncertain.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Be right back.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like this is. I
That's
mean,
okay.
I'm just tired of seeing so many people. Like Lisa was all panicked because she ended up having to go with her animals over to Maui Seaside, and then Joe has been in a panic about her cats forever, and she's raging on Facebook. Obviously she's experiencing a lot of distress and stuff like that, and I hate to see it, like
Well, at least
what's happening with the Lahaina strong people on Kanapali Beach. There's people sitting there eating food in the restaurants at Whalers Village while there's people living underneath tents yards away. It's the fucking damnedest thing I've ever seen in my life. How the hell have they not found a solution?
visitors are upset that they're on the beach. We're
Yeah,
ruining their
yeah, they're
vacation.
ruining their vacation. Yeah,
Oh my God. Get a fucking grip. Who told you to go there now?
right.
Asshole. Nope. That's the problem. But yeah,
Right.
saw Lisa's looking to go check out Oahu to move there. They are eventually going to push every single one of us out.
That's what they're trying to do. That was the
They
objective from
are.
the very beginning, was to run everybody off so they can take the land for cheap.
They're succeeding. They are succeeding.
They
Sorry,
are
but
succeeding.
yep, they are. I'll be
So I
gone.
heard that that EPA had gone in and removed all the toxic soil from all the parcels, all the land parcels that had existing structures on them, surviving structures, that they had removed the toxic soil from those properties. But the properties that don't have any structures, still standing, they haven't done that. That's phase 2. So they got to, like, I guess there's a certain point. Gary, I sent you an email about the steps that you have to take to authorize them to go in and remove the toxic soil.
Oh, I think I did see that. I have to
Are
respond to that.
you, Gary, are you using Cockapoo Gary or Gary Cockapoo at this point?
Gary Cockapoo.
Gary Cockapoo. Okay. Huh?
Yes.
Is that right?
APU.
Yes, we had to reverse it
Gary
because
Cockapoo is what you're using. Okay, Chad, I'm going to text this to you.
Okay.
thank you.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. And then I don't know what the deal is with the water, because they're saying that the water's no good.
We lost you.
Zero testing. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Gotcha.
We can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me?
Nope.
Uh,
Gary,
talking-
Mona, and I can hear each other.
I'm talking to you. You hear me now, Chad?
Yeah, I can hear you, Gary.
That's me. Okay, we're good.
How about now?
There you go.
We got you, Z.
Yeah,
Welcome
so I
back.
heard so water thing, the water thing is they're still trying to decide what the deal is, whether the water can be made to come through the pipes safely, because they got so much damaged pipes in the Lahaina Luna area that they're saying now that they're not sure. I guess I don't know. I'm trying to find out. That's what I've been trying to do this week, is find out when they're going to do the test to see whether the water pipes in Lahaina Luna neighborhood are going to have to be pulled up and redone, or whether they're going to be able to just flush them and they'll be okay. That's what I'm trying to find out. So I haven't found out when that test is actually happening.
Oh,
So
Interesting.
Well, good luck with that. They're taking their time on
Well,
purpose.
of course,
Yeah.
And this is basically just the pipes, Z? This is
Yeah,
water
supposedly
coming.
there's supposed to be flushing.
Yeah,
Right now there's high levels of benzene
that's it.
in the water
Okay.
that's coming through the pipes in Lahaina Luna.
So
So
it's not from the source, it's actually from the pipes.
Yeah,
yeah, it's from whatever all the shit that's in the ground, and there's all these broken pipes and stuff like that, and that's what's causing the residue from the fire, the toxic soil, to go into the pipes and pollute the water.
Yeah.
they're gonna end up having to replace them all.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's which is,
Yeah.
that's only 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Well, and then they're gonna have to bring people in to do all that and put them somewhere, and then you got materials and
This is
Ugh.
our problem. This is our problem. Use our people.
yeah.
Don't bring us in.
But I mean, even if they do, like requisition of materials and all that shit, and
yeah. Oh,
you know,
God.
the guys are going to be doing all that work. Where are they going to put those guys?
Exactly. A whole new issue.
So,
Somebody that already lives here, whether they live in a hotel or not.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, it's like the the studios and the apartments up Puyef. All those apartments were for the workers to build I think the Kapalua Bay Resort. And all of that stuff over there on the other side, like that's what those originated as.
That's exactly right. They
For
were
dwellings
yep.
for the
Well,
workers.
had the employee housing that they built up there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Paliohana that was on Wainae on the corner, Wainae, Maui, that was also put up as workhouse, but workforce housing, and it's not. You know, same with Paradise Gardens was put up for Grand Wailea, and it's not.
wow.
They all switched
they-
out to Vila.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see, you know what I mean? Again, like when they start, once they've, cleaned it off or whatever, and then going to that next step, whether it be plumbing or, housing or whatever the infrastructure is going to be, you know what I mean? Like that's going to be interesting to watch, and see how all that's negotiated and who comes in and, yeah.
Doesn't drive me crazy.
Well,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
Z-
it's
I'm sorry.
again, I
Z
mean,
was saying,
people are all worried about the corruption side of it. It's like there's gonna be, you know what I mean, a certain amount of it, no matter what. You know what I mean? It's just how much. you know?
Unfortunately, I think it's already too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and we're not even at the starting line yet.
Oh,
Nope.
You know?
But
So
it started on day one. It started on the 8th.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, eventually something's gonna have to happen, like
hope so.
investors, whatever. It's gonna happen. It's got to. You know what I mean?
I
That's
say
just
from the United States become the Hawaiian sovereign nation.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm sick of the United States.
Well,
Mhm.
part of the
Well,
reason
they're
why-
not just going to give it back to the Hawaiian people, unfortunately. Huh. I'm just going to go, here you
Oh.
go. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. There's no way.
They're out. I don't want them here.
I mean, yeah, they're going to stomp their feet and make noise. I mean, hopefully there's some, a park or something like that, some acknowledgement, you know what I mean? But, in all honesty, it's, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see,
their own corruption.
Yeah. Yeah.
The more tired the people get, the more frustrated, the more angry. That's when you're gonna see it hit the fan.
Well, that's the thing. I actually thought that there was going to be some sort of issue when they started kicking people out of all those kind of poly
Right.
hotel rooms. I was actually concerned, and then what's going to happen then if this community of people that's staying on Kaanapali Beach continues to expand, and we all know that the Maui County government doesn't do anything when the locals complain. It's only when the tourists complain. So you got a bunch of tourists that complain about, local people living their day-to-day lives with fishing poles out at Kaanapali Beach, and then so all of a sudden, then the mayor gets into a panic and tries to do something. And that's when you're going to have a confrontation. And that's what I'm concerned about.
I'll be living on the beach in February, so I'll join them.
Yeah.
Get your fishing pole ready.
I'm gonna.
It's your fishing pole. We're gonna put Mona on a continuous 24/7 live TikTok loop, and we're just gonna take donations for Mona on TikTok.
Me
You
and
might
the
have to
dog.
show a little. You might have to show a little leg, Mona, but you can make some donations. And
Good for you, Z. Good man. At least you got some humor here. Good man.
Well, you need to laugh with tears.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that movie with Jim Carrey?
What's that?
What was the movie with Jim Carrey where he like live broadcasted his whole life or whatever it was?
but he didn't know it. He didn't know it though, right?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know if I actually ever saw it. Anyway.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Oh
well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Gary, I will definitely email you those links.
Oh, thank you so much.
And like if I didn't look to see I want to say I thought I saw something that said that it's within a certain amount of time. You know what I mean? Like a week or 2 or 7 days, something like that. But there should be something, that does indicate, once you've made payment and once you've filled out all the information,
I've done that.
and then once I email you those, then if you end up getting yours, then shoot me an email, let me know, hey, I got it. We're going to the next phase of all this shit.
Right.
Hey,
Gary,
could you give me the rest of the emails? Because I don't have his email.
What are you asking me for?
I don't have Chad's email. Could you?
Yeah, he sent me yours. He sent me yours, and then I'll email you back on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not hearing you, Z.
Zero, your audio's no. Nope. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing.
I've got you.
Yeah.
Testing.
Yep. There you go.
There you go.
Nope. Lost you. We had him. He was there for a minute.
A second.
By the end of that week.
There you go.
So it only takes a couple of days.
We got you. We didn't hear you for a little bit.
Yeah, we lost you again. We're not hearing you.
Yeah.
The many hooney are
Yeah.
nope.
Oh.
Oh, Truman, that's right. The Truman Show.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, guys, good to see everybody. I think I'm off on Saturdays from my job at the airport. I think that's why I try to set it up. So hopefully I'll be able to keep this going. If not, Chad can do it, or I'll set up another day to do it as well. We'll figure out something. We'll make it work somehow.
Yeah.
So, but for right now, it looks like Saturdays are still good for me.
Okay.
All right.
So,
yeah.
All right.
See, I'm going to call you on the phone in a few minutes and see about your job.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay?
All right. Talk to you later.
Come
All
on,
All right,
guys.
guys. Have a good rest of the weekend.
Good luck to everybody.
All right. Aloha.
Bye, guys.